there, and welcome to No Small Life, where we help you rebuild a life you love no matter what you've walked through.
Your life is not small, and you don't have to live it that way any longer. We are Chris and Megan Rhea, and today we're talking about turning your pain into purpose.
This concept of turning pain into purpose is not something that Chris and I just dreamt up on our own. This really goes back to what Jesus accomplished while he was walking here on this earth. You know, this week we're celebrating Easter, and if you are like the majority of the world, you are stuffing little plastic eggs, you're eating chocolate, maybe you are buying a new Easter dress
I'm
for
not
your
buying
wife.
Oh, for you? No. We got plenty of Easter dresses in the closet. Yeah.
But regardless of how you're celebrating, there's a lot of celebration going on this week, right? And in the midst of all of it, which I am totally here for, love a good party, we just wanted to offer you guys a brief pause to remember this. That in the midst of all this, the point is that Jesus' pain was his purpose. And the purpose of his pain was you.
Wow, it's deep.
It really is deep, right? Yeah.
Deep.
But Jesus' pain was his purpose, and the purpose of his pain was you. You know, I've been in the Old Testament a lot lately, just as my own personal way to kind of prepare my heart for Easter. Because you can't really grasp why we need the cross so much until you understand what God rescued you from, right? And it doesn't take very long hanging out in the Old Testament to realize we need a savior. Because man, left to our own devices, we are just gonna strive. We're just gonna get religious and try and do all these things, and we could never be enough. That's the whole point.
We'd make a mess out of our lives.
Absolute mess, a mockery of our lives, trying to do it on our own. We needed a mediator. We absolutely needed a way to have a relationship with a perfect God.
And Jesus is that way to a perfect God.
Yeah.
What he did on the cross for us literally enabled us to be in relationship with God. I equate it to like wearing an astronaut suit.
Okay.
I can't go up into space without one of those things. Not that I'm going to go to space or anything. I'm not one of those people who want to live on Mars.
Space camp.
Or anything. But no matter how good of shape a human being is in, you cannot go into space without an astronaut suit.
Right.
The reason being, we just can't handle it. But that astronaut suit enables us to go places and do things we were never able to do on our own. And what Jesus did on the cross for us enabled us to go into the throne room of God and do things we never could do.
I really like that illustration of the astronaut suit because I'm a mental picture person, right? I need a mental picture. And I know when you put on an astronaut suit, you can physically do things that you could not do without it. Like you said, you can go places you never would have had access to before. I, Megan Rhea, could do a cartwheel for the first time in my life if I had an astronaut suit on, right? And okay, it is the same way with Jesus as our covering. We now have access to go to a perfect God. We never would have had access before. We can do things in this world. We can go to heaven eventually because we have that covering. We have that righteousness. That is why Jesus came, to be that waymaker, to be the mediator between us and a perfect, holy God. You know, he went willingly to the cross as a sacrifice. That cross that became the universal symbol of hope. Because he was willing to be separated from God momentarily so we would never, ever have to know that separation from God. And that was his purpose. Jesus' pain was his purpose. And the purpose of his pain was us.
And we love to call what Jesus did on the cross for us a free gift of salvation to us, to his people. But that gift Even though it was free, it's grace freely given to us, it came with a great cost, a lot of pain. The God of the universe sent his son to be tortured, to feel immense pain, physical pain, emotional pain, and he had to watch. Even though he was powerful enough to stop it, he had to watch it happen.
Yeah.
And then Jesus dies for our sin, for our redemption, for our freedom. And he loves us so much that when we put our faith in him, not only does he forgive us of all that sin and all of our shortcomings and guilt and shame, but then he puts his spirit in us and he transforms our heart. He doesn't leave us the way he found us. He continues to work us out and to become better humans and look more like him. He set us free, but it wasn't free. It was a lot of pain on that cross. But luckily, God turned that pain into purpose.
This week, as you celebrate Easter, I would love for you to take just a moment and take communion. Maybe you take it with your church family or just take it on your own, but take a moment, friend, to hold that bread and that wine in your hand and understand what it represents. That is the perfect picture of pain and purpose. Right? The bread represents the brokenness, the pain that Jesus went through for us, and that blood is our covering, our redemption, so we now can have a relationship with a holy God. See, we don't serve a God that is unrelated to our pain. Right. We serve a God that came here to know every kind of pain we would ever walk through in this life, so we would know that we're not alone, that we can do it, and that we have a way maker through him. So take a moment, hold those things in your hand, and know that you, the word says that you are the object of his affection. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross. Why? You are the joy set before him, knowing that you now can have a relationship with a holy God because he turned his pain into purpose was the whole point of the cross. We love you fiercely, friends. Happy Easter. And if you remember one thing, remember this. Jesus turned his pain into purpose, and the purpose of his pain was you.
So have a great week, everyone. Enjoy the rest of Holy Week, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, and just some time with your family and with your friends. That's all we have for you today. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, we'd love to have you do that so we can get this content out to more and more people. And just remember, No Small Life is a nonprofit organization run on the donations of people. If you'd love to partner with us, we'd like to have you with us as well. You can do so at nosmalllife.me/donate. Have a great week, everyone, and remember, your life is not small.
Bye, guys.